I just freaked up so bad. I feel so dumb for doing this. I cannot believe I did that. So we're gonna be right around here. Guys, this is winter mode. We're ready for the winter. What is up, you guys, and welcome back to another video. Today's video, we're going to be installing the Aeroflow Dynamics front lip, and I'm pretty excited about this because I've had it for about a month. I've been meaning to put this on. We are headed right into the winter, so not exactly sure how this thing is actually going to hold up during the snow. Definitely keep you guys updated on that. Possible this thing could crack in half. We are leaving it on, and we are on Sportline Eibach springs, which is pretty low. If you guys have watched some of my recent videos, just put these roof racks on. This thing's getting ready for winter. Basically just wax this for the last time, clean the wheels. I'm expecting a pretty solid winter around here, so we can kick that back end loose and get this thing having a little bit of fun in the snow. So over here we have a box, and this is the Aeroflow Dynamics front lip. Comes in these nice packages that are like cloth to keep this nice, I guess, so it doesn't scratch. Not that big of a deal. Let's open this up and take a look at it and see what we got. Just want to see. I'm not going to open all this. I just want to see. Well, I am going to open all this, but not on camera. Just want to see the quality right off the rip. So looking at this, looks pretty good. There's a little lip here designed to sit right in the bumper. So the quality looks pretty good. Let's get all this opened up, and I think we're gonna have to assemble it. Thought there'd be like a plastic thing on here, but I guess not. We have a insane amount of bolts. I mean, this thing is like really heavy, and there's like 50 bolts and nuts in here, so looks excessive. I don't know what's going on there. Looks like we have directions. I'm going to use this as a little bit of a drop cloth because I think we have to install this before we put it all together. Probably should look at the directions, but we will get there. It looks like this piece just snaps in right like that and you bolt it on. And there's a little bit of room for adjustment, I guess, to pull it back to here if you need to. I don't know. Maybe it just gives them a little bit of leeway. Looks pretty nice. Honestly, guys, with front lips, I'm never really that worried about scratching these up. It's going to get banged up. Probably going to crack too. I watched their YouTube video on how to install this, and these directions are not the same the way that they install it on their own YouTube video, so that's pretty weird. This is telling you to do it completely different from what they did in the video, so we're going to try to figure out what to do. But the first step is going to be to assemble that. So this is one of the side pieces. You can see a little bit of this like urethane they went over on. No big deal, it's on the bottom. But these are the little indents. So there's one there, one here, one there, and one there. If you look on the lip itself, this is upside down. There's going to be 4 on that piece, 4 on this piece, and 4 on the opposite piece. So on those little indents, we're going to take a drill bit. And again, they don't even say which size drill bit to use or anything. It's all just on you, which, I mean, attention to detail is important. I guess I'm going to help you more than they did. I don't know. They should have all of this laid out a little bit better, but it's not that big of a deal. It's a front lip. The least you could do is just put a drill bit size in there or something. So let's get all this attached. They don't tell me what bolts to put in here. We're going to figure that out too. Open up this bag of nuts and bolts. That is a lot. Looking at this bolt, I can have a steady hand. We're going to be using a 1/4 inch drill bit is going to be the appropriate size for this. As you take a look, it looks like it's going to fit that pretty good. I've actually decided before I assemble this, it's going to be a lot easier to drill and tap these holes first, and then we're going to assemble everything, put it on the car, mark the holes, drill them, and we should be all good. This install is going to be super easy. I'm guessing it's probably going to take about an hour and should be all wrapped up. All right, so I got my 1/4 inch drill bit. I'm going to drill onto this hole here. Probably should start a little smaller, to be honest with you. I'm going to be starting this out with an 1/8 drill bit, because we're probably going to have to work our way up to the 1/4 because it is kind of big to just go straight into that. May have to do one more after this. We'll start it off with a 1/4. now that we just started it with an 1/8, let's see if a 1/4 can make it through. Jeez, not yet. Let's try a 3/16 in here. After the 3/16, we're going for the 1/4. And that should be perfect for bolt. It's exactly what we want. After we drill those holes, we're going to take this tool, which if you've never seen this before, this is a deburring tool. I'm going to show you that plastic and what it looks like, and we're basically just going to clean it up and smooth it out. So if you take a look at the top of the hole here, there is just a bunch of plastic that's kind of raised up now. So this tool is literally just going to go in this hole, and we're just going to spin it around, and it's going to take a blade and just clean that up. So as you can see now, it is not raised and it's completely flush when it goes on to the bumper. Again, really chunked up here. Just spin it around, just takes a few seconds, and that thing is going to be sitting flush. Make sure you blow this off, and you don't want to wipe it because you're going to definitely scratch this. Just blow it off first, and then just take like a clean cloth, some isopropyl alcohol, and just clean this off before we install it. I'm going to go ahead and do that, clean up the rest of these. Alright, now I'm going to take some IPA, squirt a little on here. I'll wipe this baby down a little bit. Alright, so as that's drying, this is the finished product with one of them, and this is what you want it to look like, all cleaned up. Make sure that whenever you're blowing off that plastic that you breathe it in. It's really important that you get that plastic in your lungs. And whenever you're wiping this down, make sure you get the plastic caught in the microfiber so that you can get some nice scratches in there. That's not a scratch. Alright, so now I'm going to set this aside, do the rest for the next 3. Now is the part of the video where we are going to take these 3 pieces, now that they're all drilled and deburred, cleaned up. We're going to attach this all together so that we can get this on the car marked up. So I have this piece, the very middle piece, flipped over upside down. Looks like we're going to assemble it like this. Probably should be doing this on the ground so I have more room, but those go in, so those pieces should be lined up. We're going to take 2 screws, I believe, because no other way to do this. Probably not sink them in all the way in case we have to adjust this a little bit. Looks like that's in a little bit. I don't have those in super tight. I'm going to tighten that up afterward. Just want to make sure that this is, yeah, that's still loose. I just want to make sure that I have some room to play with. And we're going to do that same thing on the other side. Throw in a screw. And it just bites a little bit. You definitely want to lock that in there whenever it's all done. You want to make sure that's tight. Alright, so that's not super tight. I'm just going to set this on the floor. Just take a peek now that it's all situated. So we're going to be right around here. Can't really tell if that makes it all the way around. I'm sure it fits perfect. That's essentially what it's going to look like. As you can see, the car's still on the ground, so I'm going to jack this up and let's move to the underside of the car. We have this all jacked up. Now let's head under the car. Looks like we do have a little scrapage underneath. This thing is pretty low. Under here, we're going to be removing this bolt here, that bolt down there, and we're going to be taking the front of this tray off. Also on this side, we're going to be taking the tray off here and doing the same over there. I'm not sure if this is going to come all the way off yet, but I will let you guys know we're definitely going to remove this bolt here and the rest on this just so we can have access, because we do have to put the bolts in here. Just to fill you guys in on where I'm at, I decided to tighten these down all the way before I assemble this because it was lining up, so I just pushed the gap all the way in. Now I'm going to take a sharp Sharpie. I'm just using gold because that's what I got. I'm going to go through the bottom of the holes and just mark where I need to drill. This part's probably going to get a little wild. Hopefully it's easy just to lay under here and do this. Dude, yeah, this would be so much easier with another person. I cannot see what I'm doing. This is freaking hard. This would be so easy with another person. Just lining up even? So that side's lining up. Is this side? This is gonna be freaking hard. I don't even know if I can do this by myself. I'm just gonna go for it, I guess. I'm just gonna do it. Mark. We're losing it. Wow. Okay. That was crazy hard. I'm really hoping that this works out now because that was hard. Hoping that was pushed up enough too. Dude, if I did this, I'm actually gonna be pretty impressed because that was hard for one person. I'm just gonna start drilling. I think I got it. So you can see here, we got a dot there, got one over here, one over there. How perfect they are, honestly, I don't know. Let's hope for the best. As I was marking the bumper, I went back through and none of the holes were actually lining up to where it was gonna look good to where I wanted to drill. I went ahead and I actually had my wife hold this up for me and I put tape just to keep it in line, and I'm gonna drill straight through while this is held up like this because this was a freaking pain, guys. I'm not kidding. And I think one flaw in this kit is the fact that it's a 3-piece set. This should have just been 1 piece. I think the fact that this is 3 pieces is making it a lot harder because this part's sagging and drooping and it's just harder to line up, to be completely honest. So I'm gonna link some auto body tape for you guys that I think is gonna work really well to stick a lot better than just this regular masking tape. But this is the technique I would use, and I think you could hold this up and tape it yourself. I just had my wife do it because it helped, but you definitely could. So I'm gonna go underneath the car. I'm gonna apply a little bit of pressure because like I said, this part's still sagging. I can't get it to stay up. And then I'm just gonna drill straight through. None of these holes were lining up. Actually, that gold hole actually did line up. Oh, gosh. It's falling on my face. All right, we got the first set of holes drilled, and I'm actually going to do 4 different drill bit sizes on this, and then I'm going to remove all this plastic underneath. We just finished drilling all the way through the 4 different sizes, and I made a huge mistake. Let me just show you guys. Yes, I freaking drilled through the freaking bumper, and this is the only spot I did this, but dude, I feel so stupid. I have no idea what I'm gonna do. I think when I went through on the smallest drill bit, I thought there was a little bit of plastic trim underneath from the bottom, and I guess I just kept drilling, and yeah guys, I don't know how this happened, but we have a hole top. I have no idea what I'm gonna do. I can't believe that this just happened. I feel so dumb for doing this. I cannot believe I did that. I mean, was it really that thin? I guess I just freaking... Wow. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I mean, at least it's not gonna rust, but... Dude, I have a freaking hole in my bumper. What the frick? That might affect the resale value a little bit. Oh, frick. Guys, I have no idea what to do. I just freaked up so bad. Alright, well, I guess I just have to keep moving on, but that is gonna look terrible. Wow, freaking crazy. Definitely not clickbait. I just drilled through my bumper. Guys, you know what I was just thinking? It was funny. This is the one time when I wish the company would have sent me some stickers in the kit, because I could definitely just throw a sticker over that. I'm taking this into Toyota tomorrow to get inspected, and this is going to be freaking embarrassing if they see that. I don't have an Aeroflow sticker because they didn't send me one. but I'm gonna find something and I'm gonna throw a sticker over that. All right, guys. Little off topic on the video, but I ended up finding a white sticker that I was able to cut up. It's a little bit of a die cut, so we're gonna patch this hole on the bumper until I figure out what I'm gonna do with that. This is so ridiculous. I can't believe I did this. It's a die cut, so I actually kind of trust the sticker a little bit. Oh gosh, that's so bad. That doesn't even match. Okay, I might have to rip that off. So that kind of looks like a Band-Aid. I don't know if I'm gonna leave it like that. We're finally gonna move on. I decided I'm gonna go with this old beat up Eibach sticker that has no gloss and is really scratched up. Listen, this is just temporary, but we're wrapping it. All right, now let's move under the car and take out the bottom trays. Now, just know, obviously, when you're drilling into it, I only did it on one. I didn't feel it go all the way through. I kept going. Just make sure you know that it's super thin. Stupid move on my part, but hey, what are you going to do at this point? Dirt. Now that we got that clip removed, I'm gonna throw one of these bolts in. Looks like this one might be in the way. A little bit more room. So now I'm just gonna throw the bolts in here, here, and here, and we're gonna tighten all these up. So I actually had to take out this whole middle piece, and there was just a screw there, push clip right here, and then another screw on the back, and then this whole shield can come out. I got all the bolts threaded in by hand first, all the way around this thing. I'm gonna tighten these up using a 10mm wrench and my impact gun with a 10mm on the other side. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and do this for the rest of them. I'm gonna go ahead and throw all these panels back on. I guess I'm repping Eibach for a little bit. The only sticker that I could find that looked halfway decent, and I just slapped it on. It's not even really straight. I guess that sticker is gonna cover my hole for now. Let me know in the comments what you guys think I should do. I don't know if I should put some body filler in here. The hole might be a little bit big for that. Probably gonna have to touch it up, spray it. To be completely honest, since winter is just about here, the sticker is probably gonna have to work for me through winter. And before you tighten up all those bolts, make sure you remove all the tape so you don't get that caught in there. You may not be able to get it out. Everything's all tightened up. This thing's all ready to be dropped down on the ground. Let's go drive out to a spot and see how it looks. Wow. This car was just clean. Dude, this is freaking nuts. All right, guys, let's see how we did on the drive here. Okay, so by the way, what hole? If you know, you know. The only way you're gonna know why that sticker is on there is if you watch this video. Otherwise, I'm not saying a thing. So we just got this lip installed, and as you guys can see, there's snow on the ground. This thing is ready for snow. Not sure if that was the best idea to put that lip on as soon as winter hits, but hey, we're gonna run it. And after I pulled off of my little wooden blocks that I made, there was about a couple millimeters of clearance between that lip and the wooden blocks. If you guys are picking up a lot of wind here, I'm really sorry. Just a quick glance here, this is like ice already on my car. And by the way, I just detailed this thing and I drive 5 minutes, and this is what we get all the way up and down the car. I mean, there's no point to clean the car if you live in a state with snow. The salt will eat these things alive. We're just taking a glance, appreciating this thing right now, because Guys, this is winter mode. We officially hit winter mode on this car. This is how it's gonna look during winter. We got the roof racks on this thing. We got the snowboard mount. We got the mud flaps that I rock all year long anyway. And this thing is looking freaking epic. I'm loving it. Little review on this lip. So the install process went pretty okay, I would say. There are a lot of holes to drill. I could not line this up by myself. Like, you probably could by yourself, but it's not gonna be perfect, I wouldn't say. Having my wife help me was so needed, because if she wasn't here to hold this up for me to actually mark this, I don't think that it would look as good as it does. And trust me, it's lined up pretty dang good all the way around. Like, I have no issues with how this is lined up. Now, there was a little bit of adjustability right in this mark where you can move it in and out. I didn't worry about that too much. You can see that it hangs. Back of the bumper isn't flush, but you probably could make that flush with adjustability. One thing I do hate about this lip is that it's 3 sections. I think it's really stupid, and they probably just did that because it was easier to manufacture it, but I don't think it looks good. There's a huge crack here, and with this mark, or with those screws, there is a dimple. If you can see here on the screen, I'm trying to show you, there's a dimple, and that is not from me. That is from their manufacturing, and it is on both sides. So this thing comes in gloss black. It matches the grill and everything perfectly. Nothing to complain about that. Here's the other dimple over here on that side. Pretty annoying. I did take a measuring tape to this. It sits about 1 inch lower than the actual bumper. So from here down to here does measure 1 inch, and I think it looks pretty good. I don't know if I dropped a cinematic shot before or after this clip, but this does stick out a lot, so you can kind of see that. This ground is covered in ice right now and snow, so I probably could throw some drifts here, but there's people up in an office, like kind of up here, because it's like a park. So I don't want to ruin the fact that I come here, because I shoot all my videos here and I absolutely love this spot. There's nobody ever here. It's cinematic. It's a nice open spot, and this is perfect for me doing videos, and I don't want to ruin that. I promise you guys, I will have some drifts in some videos. I don't want those people coming down. They don't even really care, say anything when I pull in here. So I want to keep it that way. Anyway, this looks fantastic. If you guys have any questions, drop them in the comments about this front lip. I'm going to leave a link in the description if you guys want to pick one up for yourself. I think it's around $200 on sale sometimes, or $230 full price. In my opinion, it may be worth it. I wanted to actually throw this lip on here because I want to see how winter is gonna deal with the lip. I want to see if this thing's gonna hold up, because I'm probably gonna be hitting stuff, and when they plow, I'm gonna be scraping up the middle of the snow on the road from people's cars. My hands are freezing right now, and it's gonna turn into a snow plow completely. So I'm curious to see if this thing holds up. If any of these side pieces crack, I'm kind of wondering if you can just order one section for cheaper and replace it. That would actually make sense, since they made it a 3-piece. Otherwise, I don't like the 3-piece look. I think it looks like trash. But I'm gonna give this lip a 7 out of 10 because the install process was freaking trash. Their video was trash. And obviously this isn't a sponsored video, but Aeroflow's YouTube video was complete trash. The way they installed this, like, they just skipped everything and just cut it. Like, don't you guys love that? Whenever somebody makes a video and then they just skip all of that. Like, I get it if it's super hard to film. Like me, I'm underneath my car and it can be really hard to actually get the shot. But if you're a company and you have somebody else and you have a lift, film the whole thing. Like, where they cut it in their YouTube video and then picked up was the hardest part, lining it up, and they just skipped that and made it like a 2-minute video. Like, it was so easy. Anyway, that's my take on it. I think that it's probably a 7 out of 10 because installing it was just kind of a pain in the butt, and just making sure you drill it. So hopefully my video helps you guys out. Here's one last look at the car and how freaking dirty this is. We got ice all the way down. This thing's in winter mode, guys, and we're ready for the winter. So make sure that you hit the like button, subscribe for more GR Corolla content, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Peace.